hold it in my hand.
All right, Player Point Podcast, episode 17. It's your host B.
It's your boy, the Black Kate McKinnon.
All right, and we're gonna go ahead and start off on the first subject of the matter is I guess you want to start with we're just going to start with football. What quarterback will make the biggest jump this year between Jalen Hurts, Derrick Carr, or Tua Tagovailoa?
So I got that topic from where I was just thinking, you know how everybody says it's a make or break year for Tua. Uh, it's really a make or break year for these all three of these guys. I don't think Derek Carr, he's probably safe. He probably has like another year if if he doesn't make the jump this year. But
I think
these are
I
three
think what you
quarterbacks who
I want to say that you should have added one more one more quarterback you should have added to that list was Tannehill.
now. So I didn't because Tannehill's going to do terrible this year. That's already. I mean, well, if Derrick Henry can't stay healthy, they're not going to make the playoffs. The
Right.
thing, the thing about these three though is that they got new quarterbacks this year. I mean, new a new or an upgrade at the receiver. Derek Carr got Devontae Adams. Uh, Tua got Tyreek Hill and an improved offensive line, and Jalen Hurts got AJ Brown. And I said these three quarterbacks, they've been like, well, Derek Carr, he's been playing decent. I mean, with what he has, he lost Henry Ruggs, so what happened to him? But I said these quarterbacks, they have to make that leap this year, winning games, and as far as putting up the stats. And we all know Jalen Hurts can run, but he got exposed in the playoffs last year, not having that strong arm. I said, but who you got? Who you think's gonna have the most impactful year this year?
I would say I'm gonna say Tua because you have the most um, easier transition to make a better situation because you have a pretty decent defense. Don't forget, we're talking about Tyreek Hill, but we're still thinking about he still has the I forgot the name of his tight end. He still has his tight end.
Mike Gesicki.
Yes, and I think that's just gonna help him out in a long haul, and then also too, I think the running game going to help Tua too because we got to go back to the Alabama situation where Tua was great when he had a great running game. You know what I'm saying? We don't need him to like run a lot. We don't need him to like do too much. We just need him to stay in the pocket and be able to make some throws and get some plays for Tyreek Hill, but also too, hopefully some of the other receiving core kind of steps up and kind of helps out too. I think the deal with Tua is just kind of like I call it it's like fishing for him. He needs to fish to where he hits his targets, but then I'll call it the lure. Yeah, yeah. Tyreek Hill is there. Everybody's gonna double up on Tyreek. But if you get that good running game, pass it to the tight end and get some other receivers involved and get Tyreek in different positions and placements and be able to get the ball to him and it's pretty much going to show if Tua has an arm or not. You know what I'm saying? Because Tyreek Hill could take off. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
like it's pretty much prove it if you have an arm or not. And this is what's wrong with these Alabama quarterbacks. It's like you're in a system where you have a heavy. It's off the run, but then you're not. I'm not saying you can't throw it far, but it's just we haven't seen you consistently throwing it on a consistent basis. We've seen a couple highlights, but that's one or two plays. But like seeing it like still throwing it. That's where I want to see. Simply
Uh,
because
I said the thing was though, he used to do that stuff at Alabama all the time, throwing the ball down the field.
yeah,
That's
it's not. But that's why I say I got Tua over Jalen because Jalen, it's somebody always said it, and there's a quarterback coach always said this. If you have an arm, you can coach schemes and teach schemes and looking out for different schemes. But if you got an arm, you have an arm. If you don't, you just don't. If you have a noodle for an arm, you always have a noodle for an arm. You know what I mean? Like a great example, like um, Matt Liner had a noodle arm. He only highlighted those receivers he threw to because it was a certain scheme that didn't cause him to have to throw so far. When he got in the NFL, look what happened. He got exposed. He couldn't throw. He couldn't throw past 40 yards hardly without it being shaky. You know what I'm saying?
it.
And the reason why I didn't say Derrick Carr is because I don't trust a little man that came from New England. Because every time he goes somewhere else, it doesn't really work out for him. And I don't know what type of scheme they're going to run and what's going to be successful. Because I am Josh Daniels. I am done. This is his last chance. After this, if he doesn't do anything, nobody should ever hire him as a head coach.
But they will.
Yeah,
I got I want Jalen Hurts to have the best season of them all, but Derek Carr is a safe pick because he's going to throw for almost 4,000 yards, and I just don't know if Tua's going to do that. I mean, I hope he does because this is his last chance. I said you're going to be a career backup. You can't win games with this offense. I said, but I got Derek Carr having the best statistical year. Jalen Hurts winning the most games. See, I mean, he might not have the arm strength, but he ain't go turn the ball over, so that's good. It's everything you want in a quarterback except arm strength. I just don't get it.
but there's other ways you can highlight on his abilities to do certain things. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and now here's hoping that the coach figures that out, especially after y'all giving this receiver $100 million,
And
and
AJ
then
Brown is
Tua's
pretty,
still up.
but AJ Brown's pretty consistent though.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? It's not like he's not consistent or whatever. You
and he
just
still got Devonta Smith.
yeah. So I think that's what's gonna kind of like you can't really home in on either one. Can you double up on Smith? You leave AJ Brown 1-on-1. You know he's gonna come up and get it. Double up. You know Smith is gonna go and get it. And then once again, then Jalen also has good tight ends too. So and once again when you have to have a game with these two quarterbacks too, and because that's what system they came from. You know what I'm saying? Instead of having them running all the time, have another option of either having a running back to throw it to as a safety valve, and I think that's what's going to really help both of the quarterbacks is having that safety valve, of a running back that can be able to catch the ball in the backfield also. You know what I'm saying? So that's going to really help them out too.
Yeah. So, uh, I don't know. I think, yeah. I mean, like I said, he's not gonna turn the ball over and stuff, and they're gonna win. They're probably gonna win the East this year, NFC East.
Yeah.
Yeah, unless Carson Wentz goes back to MVP form with those receivers over there. He could. Terry McLaurin, and I forget the other guy's name from Ohio State.
He just needs to have just a consistent. He just needs to have a one good, consistent season. That's all I'm really looking for him, or whatever. I don't want to talk about them Cowboys. Um, that's they're not gonna win with Mike McCarthy, but anyway, they think they're always gonna win the division. So,
Oh yeah,
but
well, when I was thinking about it, I said, did you see this week that Tyreek Hill came out and said that this was Tua's last chance as well?
yeah, because it's facts.
Said he's got to
These are
do it this
facts.
year,
You got no choice.
but he still
You
has
know.
like faith in him. He wasn't like dissing him. He's just like, this is his last chance, but they keep trying to like play him like he's not going to succeed.
Well,
That
Tua
is
has to
not a
step up.
direct quote, by the way.
No, but I mean, Tua does know he has to step up. He just needs to be consistent for him. Be
I'm gonna
consistent
say
is
it every. I'm
everything.
gonna say it every week until they come out. I say because you know who coming out next year.
Oh yeah, bro. It's already a wrap. These last year people, your job's already a threat. It's already threatened by by the mere presence of all the ones that are coming out.
That's why
So
Seattle chilling.
Seattle's just
They
trying
out
to
here.
just break even. That's it. They just trying to break even.
Yeah, they gonna fight, but they out there taking for Bryce.
But that's so sad though, bro, because you're wasting DK Metcalf, and you're wasting
Yeah.
the years of just like being able to have them flourish. They can't be successful when you got Pete Carroll over here shooting and wishing upon the.
So it's probably gonna happen. Either they gonna pay him and he's gonna go out there and do his thing, or if the season's going bad, they gonna shut his ass down.
Yeah, that's true.
That's what I think they did to Michael Thomas last year.
Well, it was no news of you bringing Mike,
But
because you didn't have a quarterback to throw to. You didn't want to put him in anymore. You didn't pay them enough money to where you don't want to put him out there again and have him out for another season. So it was just best to have him not even play. But now, if Jameson can stay upright and be consistent, not a chance to be able to do that because they got Jarvis Landry too in the fold, or whatever. And who's the other court? Did they pick up a? They picked up another running back to replace.
Kamara,
Yeah, for
oh,
right
I
now
don't
until
know.
Kamara comes back.
I know they got Curtis Samuel though.
Yeah, I think that's who it is.
They said Jameis about to be slinging that stuff this season.
Yeah, let's sling it with no interceptions.
Yeah,
Let's
that's what you want.
yeah, we
But
want you to sling
if
it.
he's going back to the Tampa days, he ain't gonna get benched because you can win games, or you gonna put up crazy stats. But you're gonna definitely. That's one of the reasons I didn't want. I mean, I like Baker Mayfield, but I said that's one of the reasons why he always bothered me because for every two touchdowns, he throwing one interception.
Yeah, he
And I
got to
was like,
prove
that's too
himself.
many.
He got to prove himself this year too.
But he's on like
Like,
a terrible team.
is it really that terrible? It's not that.
They're not. They're not the best.
Well, you got like they don't have a receiver. They don't have a
And
receiver.
Robbie Anderson,
You got was it DJ what's his name? It's the other receiver that they have. I forgot his name. He's good too.
I think is Curtis Samuel still there? I mean, Chris Olave went to the Saints. No, these Ohio State receivers.
Yeah,
They all played similar, so I get them all mixed up.
yeah.
Small speedsters who got the ball thrown up to them.
You want to get ready for the next subject?
Yeah. So with those quarterbacks getting these receivers, I said, I compared them. I said, who takes the biggest step back this year with the quarterbacks who lost these receivers? So it's Aaron Rodgers who lost Devontae Adams. I believe the Packers gave to replace him brought in Sammy Watkins, so we'll see what happens with that. Patrick
Wh-
Mahomes losing Tyreek Hill.
Which Sammy
Uh,
Watkins you're getting?
you said what?
Which Sammy Watkins you're gonna get? But
Yeah, I said Patrick Mahomes losing Tyreek Hill. They replaced him with Juju Smith-Schuster. Uh, and Ryan Tannehill uh, was the obvious choice. It's gonna be lost AJ Brown, and they drafted that guy. What is it, Traylon Burks?
mm-hmm.
Yeah. So now, yeah. So these quarterbacks obviously lost. Two of them lost. Well, all three of them lost a top 10 receiver in the league. I don't know where you put AJ Brown in your top receivers, but I mean he's top 10, top 15 at most. These
Yeah,
other two is like 1 and 2 or top five.
yeah, that's true.
And I
Well,
said, other than Patrick Mahomes, I said he got a decent replacement. Juju's no Tyreek Hill, but he's not like they're not trading the best receiver in the league for Sammy Watkins salary
right.
or AJ Brown, who was a proven uh, reliable target for a rookie, unproven rookie.
Yep.
So in my opinion, I say that Ryan Tannehill is definitely going to take the biggest step back. But again, I mean, actually, I'm going to change my answer to Aaron Rodgers, and here's why. Ryan Tannehill never had crazy stats anyway, so you can't really take a step back. I said, as long as Derrick Henry stay healthy, he's probably going to do the exact same thing he's been doing.
Yeah.
But Aaron Rodgers, uh, Sammy Watkins is not Devontae Adams. Um, I'm pretty sure they still got Alex Lazard out there, who had a decent year until the injury started hitting him. A decent year a couple years ago till the injury started hitting him. I made the mistake the first year I picked him up. He was killing it. I made the mistake of picking him up the second time.
Well, I think in the opinion is it depends on how Aaron Rodgers does, because you already know my opinion about Aaron Rodgers. He was greedy. He took all that extra money and could have gave it to and kept could have kept Adams and could have and then they could have still picked up to help him out in the receiving court, and y'all would have been a whole lot stronger. But because you wanted to be greedy and you didn't want to feed the needy, you're gonna drop off because those other receivers they're not as dependable as when you had
You know, the
when you
Packers
had
don't
your
normally give people. They like to. Well, they give you. You only allow one good receiver when you a Packers quarterback. When you
but
play
that's
for the
his fault
Packers,
though. But that was his fault though. I mean, you could have just pulled the Tom Brady and just said, you know what, I rather want to try to have a chance to win than try to over here trying to fill my pockets up. So, you chose the latter. So, hey, I'm not expecting you to get much out of Sammy Watkins. Sammy Watkins is depends on which Sammy Watkins you're gonna get. It's not really a number one receiver, so in my opinion. But
yeah,
hey, hopefully your running game is more you go this year. Um,
yeah,
that's the only thing I can really say, and I don't feel sorry for him. Tannehill, um, hopefully you get some kind of production out of Burks. I'm not saying that you will or you won't. Uh, you're gonna be on Derrick Henry's back, and then what good thing about Derrick Henry is they got another running back that kind of can take some of the workload off of his shoulders to help him out in the get deeper in the playoffs. So
yeah. You
I think yeah.
can't keep
So
using them like you have.
yeah, and then Mahomes, you know how that is. Uh, it's the scheme to it. You still got your tight end, you still got your other receivers. They just tried to scheme around that. I don't know really what to say. You lost Tyreek Hill. You lost you lost your your trick in the bag. So I'm really gonna see how you are and how exposed you're gonna be when you don't have your bell out, when you're doing all these sidearms and all the rest of the stuff. So
Yeah, I mean, he should be okay. I think he's like not gonna make as much. I mean, well, he's not gonna put up as much stats, but he'll still put up 4,000 yards, and as long as they still got that scheme going, because they still got that offensive coordinator there,
yeah,
who they keep saying should get the job. I mean, should have a head coaching job by now.
he's not getting one.
I don't know. Somebody might get fired this year.
Everybody gets fired. He still won't get the job.
Yeah.
They
Oh,
keep
wow.
giving they keep getting Josh McDaniels jobs. So see how that turns out for him.
Yeah. Mm. But yeah, you wanna move on to the next topic?
LeBron comments on Brittany Griner.
Uh, yeah. So I gotta pull it up. So LeBron was recently have recently made comments on Brittany Griner on his show The Shop. Is about
Mm-hmm.
how she probably feels like um
How she says that
probably
she
feels like she don't
feels
want
like that
shouldn't. You say
come
what?
back to America. How she feels
Yeah,
like that she's come back because I actually watched that episode. How she and it's really like for as many people that they choose and pick and choose that who they probably want to rescue, and you've been sitting over there for 150 days and nobody's made any kind of attempts to make any kind of rescue attempts to come get you, and it's almost like why does it what any good is it for me to be American and not go somewhere else and get trapped and I don't get no help? You know what I'm saying? State
yeah.
Department don't do nothing. Biden, Uncle Joe just sitting around here on his hands, giving fist pumps to Saudi princes and stuff, and you still got this person over here 150 days, and everybody is they trying to use their abilities and to try to help her out, and the State Department's not even making a budge because Russia's trying to play chess over here because they want the uh, they want to trade. They want a Kevin Durant trade. Uh, Pretty much, they want the angel of death for her, and that's come on now. You know how America does. They don't negotiate with nothing like that. So,
Not for black people.
oh no, you should already know better than that. That's what I mean. But like I always tell people, you take a risk when you go over there during those times. I mean, I'm not saying like me personally, and this is probably going to be a testament for a lot of people. A lot of people won't because of this. A lot of players probably won't go play in Russia anymore,
Yeah.
regardless. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know. Maybe that wasn't. I don't know who was on her team, and maybe they should advise her that Russia is currently in war with Ukraine. So it's probably best for you to sit out this season.
No, that's just I said she just so happened to be over there when the war started.
Yeah, no. Man, maybe that was the time for you to go ahead and get up out of there, man. It's kind of using that common sense, like you know what I mean. Like I'm not saying that you're not like you're not like a non-obvious type person. You are like what 6'11" black female. You stand out amongst a crowd of everybody. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, but
Yeah.
it's not it's a lot of other stuff. And you got to understand, Russia is like one of the three countries who still have prison penal camps to where you work. If you don't know what a penal camp is, if you ever remember watching The Dark Knight, where when Christian Bale was in that camp, they're over here, making their own food and growing their own food and living in a penal camp like that, or penal colonies like that. Like, this is like you live and work on your own. That's how you get fed, and pretty much that's how that system is. I think I want to say China, North Korea, and Russia are the only three countries that still have those type of systems. So,
Three countries
and
you don't want to go to.
those three countries, shit, you shouldn't have no business being in there because they'll find it. You just put they just do it just because they want something out of it. But it kind of just cautions people not to want to, because I understand WNBA is totally different from NBA. They don't have the big contracts that they have, so they have to go overseas in the off season to make some money,
Yeah.
stable money, but because they don't get you know, these Kevin Durant contracts, and that's what it kind of more infuriates me about the Kevin Durant situation. You crying about going to other teams, and like you got people who they have to actually to make a living. They actually have to go overseas to get money, and you get all yours guaranteed.
Yeah.
So
I said, with the money that they make, they could buy a WNBA team.
yeah, yeah, it's very true. Very.
I said, you see this? Oh yeah. So after LeBron made his comments, you know who had to say something about him? Enos Cantor, which I think, if anything, political or something that LeBron say, Enos Cantor is just right there and waiting to say something. I guess
He
I
just
can.
said something. He just said something just to be relevant. In this canter, you haven't done anything relevant in quite some time.
His name is Enos Cantor Freedom now. So, but yeah, I said it's. I just thought it was funny that he commented on LeBron stuff. I mean, he was talking about how Americans take their freedom for granted and stuff, but I was like, I just thought it was funny because remember that stuff that happened with China? Enos Cantor was right there waiting on LeBron.
He's like
Anytime
the
LeBron says,
he's like the antagonist. It's like to a point where it's like sad. You look at this dude and be like, why? Like,
eh,
oh, so it's 49 days until college football. So, how you feeling about that?
"Oh yeah, man, Ohio State and Alabama all day.
You have the most conflicting schools, but
I got a
okay,
up north team. I got a out south team. And I
yep.
got a midwestern team. It's Iowa State. They do for one upset a year. I want to see who.
So, I
Hey,
mean, all right. So the question I have for you is this: so as we're looking at it and we're looking at how this playoff system is working, however you want to say it is, I've already said like it's gonna end up having to be at least three mega conferences and maybe one semi conference in the play. So you see a lot of these conferences trying to go to the other teams going to other conferences, and I don't know if you read that article how ACC had said that you have to pay like almost like ridiculous. I think it was like over like they were going to penalize you $550 million if you want to if you're trying to leave ACC conference to go to another conference. So they're making it to where like I mean, first of all, if making that number, that ridiculous number, nobody. First of all, nobody wants to go to ACC. Number one, number two, the teams who want to leave ACC probably they just made a ridiculous number because they know they're not going to pay that to get out of that, and it's almost like a death trap, like where you're trapped in here. The team that's relevant in here is Clemson sometimes, and every blue moon North Carolina. So like you're not like you're by you doing that doesn't make me want to say like, oh, I'm so desperate to leave the ACC, but ACC doesn't really bring any relevant teams into playoff play besides Clemson when every once in a blue moon now when they rise up from the top. So what do you think about these teams like the UCLA's and the USC's wanting to leave and go to the Big Ten and which would leave the Pac-12?
It's not even a Big Ten anymore, man. It's way more. I mean, there's more than 10 teams. I say just get rid of the. Yeah, either have like two or three mega conferences, or just lose the whole conference thing. I said try to get your schedule with tough opponents so you can be ranked. I said-
Yeah,
I
I
mean, you
think. I
got
mean,
you have the rivalry games and stuff that like have all the history and what have you. So you're gonna keep those obviously, but I said your Ohio State, Michigan, your Alabama, Auburn, your Florida State, Clemson. Is it Florida State, Clemson? No, it's South Carolina, Clemson.
mm-hmm.
And it's like I said, yeah, keep your rivalry games, the ones with the most history behind them. But other than that, I was like, try to fix. But I said, if you don't have conferences, you can play anybody. And if y'all fixing a schedule, be like, we want to play people, good people, which I'm pretty sure Alabama will probably still try to play some of the best people. That's how you be ranked. I said, if you can't get ranked, that's on you at that point.
I think it's to a point where like some of these conferences, the people can just stay in their conferences. I think what it is like your play, who you play, their non-conference games is where it matters the most. You can't sit here and cry and you want to run to a bigger conference thinking that you have a better chance. It's two things. I feel like that you should play a harder, tougher schedule. I think the conferences kind of neglects you from being able to do that because you have to play these in conference games where these teams are not even ranked anything. But in the same sense, I feel like that the playoffs maybe needs to expand to like maybe let's start off with 8 teams instead of like going to 16 because eight is more of a suitable number. So we do 8 teams, we cut the actual season to where you have enough time to be able to play the eight teams. I mean the eight playoff bracket system and be able to go that route to where you know you better pick some good non-conference games that's gonna get you highly ranked to get in the playoffs. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And even if you want to do like how the NBA is doing, to have 8 teams and have a play-in game, you know what I'm saying? So we could do that route, like where you have the top 2 teams in the bracket, and then you just have a play-in game and have them play in. Whoever's lower that's trying to get in the playoffs have a play-in game to kind of like somebody to come in and make a splash. I guess I don't know what you think about it. I think that's a suitable situation to where you know how many weeks they have in college football.
Like 13.
Yeah, I think you should cut 10 games. You should have a good about 10 or 11 games, uh, and then have a playing game and go from there.
The problem is the SEC is too strong,
Well, I
and
mean
give
that's not. I mean, they're too strong, but is it their fault that they're too strong?
yeah. I mean, everybody else needs to step up, but then it's hard. Well, I guess it's gonna be. It can get easier now because they got you can pay the players to come there now, so
Yeah,
you can pay the players to come there now. Can't
yeah,
technically pay them. Can't technically
yeah,
pay them, but they can make
yeah.
money.
Well, I mean, and also too, like even to help these like the HBCU schools, I mean, they would have to like schedule some non-conference games to like play somebody who's actually formidable to who's ranking, so you can be able to get in the playoffs also, to where we can have it set up like the NCAA tournament, how you have those the smaller schools be able to have a play-in game or have it be able to play in to be able to get into into the playoffs. If they have a first of all, if they played somebody in their schedule that and they actually kind of went out their conference from there for them to be able to get in. You know what I'm saying? which would make it fair to for everybody to have a chance to be able to get in. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But that's just my opinion about it. I just feel like that it should be it should be able to have more teams to come in. You switch of conferences is not gonna solve anything. You know, they're going to Big Ten. Big Ten has a championship. You don't get in there, then you're gonna fall in where you'll go to the Meineke.com bowl like you've been going to. I mean, what's that? You go into another conference, what's that going to solve you? I mean, if USC you're not competing or not being able to compete, the Ohio States or the Illinois might beat you. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you're coming over there to do what? You're better than. I mean, it's like almost going like, is UCLA better than Purdue? Is UCLA better than Iowa? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
These schools and Purdue and the Iowas are not, they're not no slouches. I mean, I'm not saying that they're great teams, but I feel like that the right time and the right day, the Iowas of the world can beat the USC's of the world. You know what I'm saying?
Especially last year.
Yeah. So you're coming over here to be what? you're not you're not gonna be top what? You coming in and thinking you'll be top four?
Huh? It's
I'm asking you that.
More money in the Big Ten right now.
Yeah, but more minutes to go home.
Yeah.
I mean, it really you talk about what's the top teams and what's the top four teams in the Big Ten.
You asking me?
Yeah.
Oh, Ohio State, Wisconsin, and the Michigans.
Both.
Yeah.
So out of those four, is USC and UCLA could be in the top, could knock one of those off, knock one of the four off to be in the top a top four team in that conference.
They could, but they just haven't been the same for a while.
Right.
It's possible because it's
Right.
still USC, so like they can get the recruits, get convincing people to come down there. Who's their
Right.
coach now?
The dude from Oklahoma.
Oh, oh yeah, see, it might work out.
Yeah. I don't know who.
I forget his name. Oh man, forget his name. I don't know.
It's okay.
Oh, but I'm saying week one. Don't Alabama play Texas?
What this year?
Yeah,
Yeah, sure. I think they do.
Alabama play Texas week one. I'm gonna be watching that game. I'm about to request off work now.
I don't know. I might be cheeky and try to. I don't know. If I can find a cheap ticket, I might go. If
But
not, if not, it's not like I can't. It's not like it's like right there. Go to some sport. I'm gonna go watch it.
nah, man, they gonna beat you up out there.
No, they're
It's-
not. I'm gonna go out there, rolling in there with my shirt on and whatever. You don't mean the difference, man. They're not gonna win, bro.
nah,
So
they're not gonna win. But I want if Robinson can put up 150 yards. I know Nick Saban's gonna be pissed about it, but I would be happy
well,
because that's the
who's
best
gonna be?
running back in college football right now.
I don't like everybody not talking about the backup quarterback for Alabama.
Who was that?
I forgot the black guy. It's number it's like number two. He's really good. I watched him in the Crimson and White game. He was really good.
The starter is a black guy.
Yeah, we know
It's
Bryce
about
Young
to,
is. Yeah,
yeah, man, it's about to take off. You would think it would be easy to get quarterback recruits at Alabama.
well, I mean,
I'm
you
talking
thought
about
that.
the pitch. My pitch would be we got three starters in the NFL right now.
That was not a good pitch. I think
You
the
said
national
what?
champion. I think being able to play on the national stage and being able to go to the NFL
Oh
is.
yeah, that too. But if you want to make it to the league,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You're playing on a national stage and you're being able to go to the league. That's like, that's more than suitable for other positions like in defense and cornerbacks and linemen. You know what I'm saying? Receivers.
yeah,
You running backs. You have that as a something to hang your hat on. These national championships, we always go. We're always in the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? So you having those are the things to like kind of show for. It's one of the. I mean,
I
it's not
said
like Alabama.
if if everybody keeps their job, Alabama have an eighth of the league
Yeah,
at the start.
yeah, it's true. But I
I
mean,
think it's pretty cool.
Texas is doing good as recruiting wise. They've got a lot of 4 stars and 5-star recruits. I mean, it's just
Yeah, they got Arch Manning.
yeah, we'll see about that.
Hmm.
You don't say that we have to see about that. You got a couple years to show out in the Big 12.
He's still gonna be drafted to the office hype alone.
Well, the hype got to be shown too, so so you can't just go off the merit of the name. I mean, you have a good chance of doing that, or whatever. Especially being under Steve Sarkisian, it's not like you have a bad coach. You have a good quarterback coach. So it's pretty much probably one of the reasons why he went. Because if Steve Sarkisian was still at Alabama, I'm pretty sure he probably went to Alabama.
So yeah, I said I tell you, he better win more than 6 games this year, or win more than 7 games this year. He might be back at Alabama.
Yep. Yeah. Nick Saban's replacement.
Man, I thought that's what Lane Kiffin was gonna do. Honestly,
No, Lane Kiffin trying to start his own wave. He's trying to
but
he's trying to start his own wave. He's
I
just
said because
waiting
at this
to.
point, I mean, I know Nick Saban's in great health, but at this point, I'm saying he's got to retire soon. He's like 77.
Yeah, yeah.
He'd be like Joe Pye out there.
Still doing it, but
Man,
nah, man. But nah, I don't know, man. I just want to be able to. I can't wait to watch it. I just think that the college playoffs needs to be 8 games, 8 teams, or whatever.
I don't know, but I mean, the whole thing is though, it's like, yeah, I guess because say Alabama loses to Auburn, but doesn't have to go.
Hey,
It
let's say
doesn't have to
this.
go
How
to.
about this? How about this? Instead of it being 8, how about 6?
Yeah, I mean that's what I'm saying. Six will work
how about
because
you
it's
can do
like
it
you
like
said, you
NBA?
got the the playing
We
game.
can do like we can do 2 playing games, which will make it 6. Would make it 6 where you already have everybody else playing, and then from there you just have whoever wins those other games, and then they play the Alabamas or the Ohio States of the world, in the
But
playoffs.
I don't like the fact that they have like the 1 and 2 seed have that bye week. That's the only thing
You don't like that they do?
that they would have that bye week. Yeah,
Why not? You played into getting that bye week. Not It was the whole purpose of having the best record and being ranked up there and having the best record.
yeah. I don't know. I don't know. I
At
said,
least
yeah,
have it.
that's the
At
thing.
least,
That's how the SEC always get 2 teams in there. Because I said Alabama, say Alabama loses to Auburn, they drop down to like number 5, one of the top 4. But they since they lost to Auburn, they don't make it to the SEC championship. And then one of the top 5 will lose. I mean, one of the top 4 will lose that week,
it's
and then
like
they just
literally.
slip back right
It's
back up
like
in there.
yeah, exactly. It's like we just wait till when y'all lose. Y'all will, and
Right?
then slide right back in there. It might
I
be a
swear
low
I'd be
seed,
thinking they be doing that on purpose sometimes.
hey, but that's just the formidable of how SEC is. You know what I'm saying? You cannot go win your conference and still go to playoffs.
But they said, "Do I really want to play Georgia next week?"
I'll play
I
him.
said,
If I lose, I still. If I lose, I win.
yeah,
If I win, I win.
yeah.
And that's what other conferences get mad about, bro. It's like, what you get mad about? Like, have a better record. They play against each other. It's like steel sharpens steel. What do you expect? You get
I
mad at
love
me
it.
because you play Indiana. You get mad because you play Indiana. It
Yeah.
was my fault that you got that Indiana's not. Your record just doesn't really speak to the strength of schedule
This
that
is
you had.
see. This is what we gonna do. Any team that think they deserve to be in the playoffs, you got it's a criteria before you can get in. We'll let you in the playoffs. We respect your record. You lost one game, you went undefeated, whatever. We respect your record. But you got to play Vanderbilt before the week before the playoffs start. You beat Vanderbilt, then we'll see what you can do. And
Vanderbilt. But it's just like, I mean, it's not other people's fault because your conference is weak. You know,
well,
I don't know what to tell you. Like,
that's why I said you're gonna play the worst team in the conference. See what happens. I said you get Vanderbilt or Kentucky. You can choose which one you want to play.
shit, playing with Kentucky, you get beat.
You
Kentucky,
said what?
Kentucky. I said playing Kentucky, you might get beat, bad,
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying.
like really bad. That's the whole point. Vanderbilt might have a chance, but the Kentuckys of the world, no, bro. I wouldn't even want you to do yourself that way. But
All right, but we got one more topic.
what's the last topic?
DeAndre Ayton signs that 133 million 4 year deal.
Mm-hmm.
But it was picked up by the it was signed or it was offered from the Pacers
Yep.
and the Suns matched, which I told you they were gonna do.
Which was
They're
dumb.
not letting that dude go.
Which is stupid. Because you could have talked that down to way lesser than that. You could have got that man for 4 years for 100 mil and saved you the headache of doing all this stuff you just did. Because now
Yeah,
it's like, what in the same sense as now you can't trade him for a whole year to the Pacers. You can't trade him until after January the 15th or whatever. And at this point, it kills all that Kevin Durant trade going to the Suns.
yeah.
So it kind of ceased to exist of everything else, these other crazy trades that's going on. I see more of, the Kyries and the Mitchells getting traded before KD because he's asking prices even for Donovan Mitchell. They, uh, um, what's his name? Danny Ainge is asking for about 4 first round picks for this dude. You know what I'm saying? This man,
Yeah.
this man trying to be Sam Presti over here, trying to go to get this war chest of these picks. To
But
he
yeah,
do
he
it.
just he
They're doing like how I use it for how I play 2K. It's like I have a good player, and then I'd be like, you know what? Let me see. Let me put him out there on the market. He's okay. If I don't feel like that person is good, I can replace that person with a decent person, but I have a strong backcourt. Let me go ahead and trade Cat and see what I can get for him. If I can get some bunch of first round picks for him, then I'll do that. I'll just get a decent center. They'll just take us on into the playoffs. I don't really need Cat. I don't feel like that Cat is a good fit for my system. I just get him because I can get a bunch of picks, trade and get some other players that are going to be formidable or some role players that are going to make my bench deep. And I just have a bunch of war chests of picks and trade for what you want to trade for. You can be able to either draft them with them, or you can be able to trade them to get better players. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
It's like it's like playing GM. Like, I mean, it's smart, but like if people are dumb enough to give up four, they go ahead. That's why I said KD is going to be right there where
You
he's at,
got it for you
right
got it for
there in Brooklyn.
Gobert.
Yeah, but that was inflated. But they were dumb. But it was almost like, who is dumb? It's like he's putting up like this, Kevin. Who's dumb enough to take this deal?
Yeah. Well,
And
that's
that's
what
what meant.
that's why I said that's why they said that KD ain't gonna get traded because as
No,
I said, Rudy Gobert went for that much. You asked him for this much for Donovan Mitchell. What can I get for KD? And he's like 32, 34. As I said,
34.
you giving up your future for like two good years.
And that's what I was reading this article about Golden State. Golden State was like, we're not going to risk all this process development on these younger future players for somebody that's older. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
they won it without KD being there. You know, I'll take my chances and my risk, and hopefully these players that they, all these players that they got this coming up to replace the older, like the KDs, the Clays, and all the rest of these other ones. You're just literally. Why would I go and gamble all this? We didn't put them in the league. We didn't develop them. They didn't ball into the system. Why would we trade all these players and for KD? Or what you're going for, like, what you might win, what, maybe one championship and a conference final, KD, or would you just rather have the future and be able to start a whole another dynasty with that? You know what I'm saying?
yeah. I said depending on the team that can draw free agents and stuff, like somewhere like the Knicks or the Lakers. The Lakers already gave up all their picks, but I said somewhere like the Knicks, who have all those picks and stuff. I said they can do it because you can convince free agents to come to New York.
Did you hear
Minnesota, they
about?
traded their future. You not getting people to come out there unless they friends with Cat. It don't seem like he got a lot of friends out there.
No, and that doesn't work out with Friends with Cat. You see that?
Yeah.
But anyway, um, he's never gonna win one. Uh, did you see that your boy your boy Kimba might sign with the Lakers?
Kimba did.
They're getting close to it because I think they're really just giving up on this Kyrie thing because Kyrie never saying that he wants to leave, whatever. He's willing to stay in Brooklyn for another year, but they're doing this contingency plan on, if we can't get Kyrie, we need to get another formidable player, and we can get Kimba because they've been wanting to get Kimba for a while. You know that the
Yeah.
Lakers been trying to get Kimba for a while, and
He would have been a better fit than he would have been a better fit than Russ would.
Yeah, but I think Westbrook probably for that to work. I think they said that the Spurs would come in and take Westbrook. Would probably take Westbrook and Westbrook and they said maybe they'll do something with THT or something like that in the second round pick or something because that's all the Lakers got.
Oh yeah,
and
they have to move Russ for the simple fact that they don't have no money and they don't even have a full roster yet.
no,
That's why I think Melo and all them still coming back because like you're gonna have to give like a bunch of
yeah,
veteran minimums out.
well, the deal about it is your boy Jimmy Buckets is recruiting Melo right now to come sign on the Heat. Surely is right now, actively. Come on, man, we got a veteran spot for you. He trying to get Melo to come sign, and I think Melo probably would. It's your best chance of making a run.
I'm talking about he.
Yeah.
Nah, man, he wanted to stay with LeBron.
I don't know. I don't know.
Especially, I didn't get like while LeBron was injured last year, why Melo wasn't even starting. It just didn't make sense to me.
Is Melo a starter though?
He's not, but he's a fit when LeBron was out.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, even and now you tell people, I was like, it's like you act like, and I'm like looking at this whole deal. It's like to even look at it, you act like the Brooklyn Nets they like their roster is not good. You still got a solid roster.
Yeah.
They got Royce O'Neal there. You just need to get rid of your coach. You need a better coach. I don't believe in Steve Nash. You got Royce. You got Claxton back. You still got Kyrie. Joe Harris is there. If I was you, if you don't really, I feel like that they don't have any confidence in the fact that Joe Harris is gonna be back to what Joe Harris is supposed to be back. So if anything, why don't you just trade Joe Harris somewhere else and get some picks or get something from him? If you're gonna get Royce, just put Royce in that position. I mean, because Royce is a better defender, wing defender.
And Joe Harris.
I mean, what Joe Harris are you getting back? I mean, it depends on what you're gonna willing to take a risk. But I would just have Joe Harris. I mean, keeping Joe Harris is not gonna hurt you. I would keep him because Royce can come off the bench because KD been playing the four anyway. It's not. I'm getting tired of these positions. It's not really. I'm thinking about this. I'm playing positionless basketball. You know what I'm saying in my mind.
Yeah.
Like it don't matter if you're the four or the two or whatever. It's the same because people either play small ball and that's how they play. You know what I'm saying?
You got Julius Randle bringing the ball up the court sometimes. So
Well, I'm done. I'm done. I feel like
nah, that's what I
Julius
said. It
Randle.
is
I feel like
positionless
yeah,
basketball. Unless you
it
7 feet
is.
tall, it's positionless basketball.
Well, not necessarily. It's what's his name? Chet Holmgren. He's 7 foot tall.
Yeah, but he's skinny. He's like Kevin Durant, who's 7 foot tall. I'm talking about like your Rudy Gobert's. You don't have a choice but to play center.
Yeah, but you don't have that many in the league like that though. As in
Yeah,
like starter centers like that. Everybody's playing small ball. Like the Heat, they can play small ball.
yeah. No, yeah, that's what I said. Unless you that type of center where you have like no offensive skills, that's a you got offensive skills. You can dunk, run that
But the
pick and
question,
roll.
but
It's
the
like
question
Mitchell
is,
Robinson, Rudy Gobert,
yeah, right.
Clint Capella,
Yep.
uh, Whiteside is out there somewhere. I don't know where. He's out there.
Uh, he doesn't count. We're talking about starters.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, you
I
don't.
mean, you can't. I would count Jokic, but you can't really count because he does everything.
Yeah,
He does it from the paint, but he does everything.
yeah, that's true.
The man said, "Give me the ball. Let me go ahead and back you down.
Or
Find an
hey,
open teammate."
you know what a better you know what a situation would be, but I don't understand Indiana. If I was them, I mean, if I was them, if you're starting all over like you are, I don't know if you are or not. Miles Turner has been trying to get out of damn Indiana. He wants to go to the Lakers bad. They really want to.
Yeah.
They can really get Miles Turner for Westbrook. I don't know
I
why they
thought
won't
that
even
was.
pull
I
him this
thought the
shit.
Ayton pickup when they offered him there. I said, "How is he gonna play with Miles Turner?"
He wasn't. They were gonna move Miles Turner if they got him. That
Yeah,
was the whole thing. They were gonna get him on the offer sheet. They're gonna trade Miles Turner. That Miles Turner going to the Lakers probably would have happened. That Buddy Hield if they would have got that DeAndre Ayton. Now I don't think it's gonna happen because now it's just like, well, we can just hold on to him and and whatever. But I don't know. I feel like Westbrook probably does need to get moved somewhere.
I'd be playing like I said. I'm gonna be do. I would be doing it like LeBron's about to be doing it after his contract up. I'm signing 1 year deals everywhere. If I don't like a 1 year deal with a player option, because I said if I don't like the way your franchise is moving, I'm getting the hell up out of here.
But you already know this, Kevin. You already know how his mannerisms. It's like he's sitting back going like this. I don't like this.
Yeah.
I don't like it. Like you're telling me you wanted me to. You're getting mad because I think he has. I forgot what's the date that he has to sign the extension. It's somewhere close to sign the extension for another year or
Who,
whatever.
LeBron?
Yeah, I wouldn't sign it. But
Mhm.
you haven't shown me that you made enough moves for me to think I want to stay here another year.
Nah, he said he want to go wherever Brian's going.
This ain't it, then. Can't Bronny can't go to Lakers. You got no picks.
Yeah. What is that? Y'all shouldn't trade away that pick. I told you. I told everybody. He said I wasn't quiet about this.
They still trying to hang on to that 2027 first round pick.
You said what?
They still holding on to the first round pick in 2027.
Yeah. Bryce already 6'7". That's who I want. I said we'll
Yep.
pass.
Yep. Bryce comes in there and dominates and does way better than his brother. So you got anything else?
Nah, that's all.
All right, man. Well, we did it within an hour and 1 minute, man.
Oh yeah.
So I appreciate you coming out, man, and appreciate everybody listening in, man. And this is Heartbreak City. Heartbreak City. Look at me. This is Play Your Part